All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Sanaa Music Workshop. I believe this is day 8. So we only have a couple days left. But today we have Mr. Will Delisfort with us again to teach our writing and arranging class. We only have him for 2 days this week. And I guess we'll do some kind of a project that, that'll be due today and also on Friday. But before we get to that, I do want to give all the thanks to our supporters, um, the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, as well as the Emerging Philanthropist of New Orleans, 4.0 Schools in partnership with Vela. All three of these organizations gave us very generous grants that have allowed us to make our camp 100% free. Um, give our everybody who's attended camp at least one private lesson, and also provide software to those who needed it. So we want to thank them very much for that. Also, the Bornstein family, the Anderson family, and the Carrara family also gave us generous donations throughout the year. So with that said, we will get right into it with Mr. Delisfort. All you will.
All right. Welcome back for those who were here last week, and welcome to those who this is the first time. So, Dominic, you wasn't with us, right? Camilo, were you with us last week?
Sorry, I'm just getting my stuff started.
Oh, you
No.
good? Okay. Um, just a quick recap for you two. In the Dropbox folder, you're going to find a couple PDFs that I put in there. Just simply talks about um notation, musical vocabulary, instruments, mindsets of this is from the Samanesico Complete Arranger. It's it's a arranging book that I've been using since high school that I've been following. So it talks about instruments, its range, the proper range that it's written in, the proper range of the actual instrument. Well, what instrument do you play, Camilo?
Trumpet.
Trumpet. And Dominic, you play what?
Piano.
Piano. All right. So it talks about all the instruments in their range, where they're written, um, the timbre of each range. So the goal of these three PDFs, which is about maybe 48 pages worth of information, for you to go and read on your own. It'll be a fun read. It just literally talks about instruments and what makes them unique, the sound, the timbre of each instrument. The goal is to learn and memorize as much information as possible. So when you're writing for a smaller group, whether it's a trio up to a orchestra, you can really learn how to understand the sound that you want. You know, so if you're writing a song about I don't know, your first day of class. That might be a terrifying moment, right? So how can we get that sound from that experience using these instruments? And if you're going to use a gong, where are you going to write the gong? What is going to be the hits? If you're going to use a timpani, what are the ranges, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So just a quick recap on that. So please go in the Dropbox, take a look at it, and just read it. That's the best I can say. Um, all right, so let me continue. So now I wanted to focus more, since we got a good number back, just straight up on arranging, building an idea and starting where that idea is and branching out from it. So I'm going to share some ideas that I've done in the past and see how we've come about doing so. All right, let me do this. Okay, can you see this PDF that I'm scrolling up and down? All right. So it's an original composition entitled "Arbitrary Enforcement." The story behind the song is always good to know the story behind the tune, right? Um, I basically got tackled by some cops coming home and hurt my knee pretty bad. Got mad. I went home and wrote a song about it. Yes, that was the quickest recap I've ever given. So I got together, wrote this melody. I'm trying to get this piano patch finale plays whatever the last patch you had. Okay. I'll play for you in 2 seconds. Okay. All right. Let me scroll down so you can see a good portion of it. All right. All right. Did we hear that much? All right. One more time. It's the melody. So now we'll be dealing with arranging. I'm always thinking of 4 major steps. This fifth step that I'm thinking of is more of an optional thing, but that's later at the very tail end of it. But my first 4 steps, I'm thinking writing the melody, which you just heard. Do 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 day da 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 da. Do day do do day do do day. Do do day do do day 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 do do day 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 da da day do do day. All right, that's the first step that I'm thinking. The second step I'm thinking is drafting and sketching an idea. That sketching the idea is anything that will bring out the story to the melody that I have that you heard. So, what additional things can I do to this melody? Because the melody is the song, right? That's the song that we're trying to build out. We're trying to sketch. We're trying to arrange and that we've composed. So now I'm thinking of how do I get into the melody? What are ways that you could get into a melody? Can anyone think of a way that you can get into a melody? Just tell me. A very popular one starts with an I.
Intro.
Intro. There you go. All right. So I'm thinking of things like an intro, an outro, interlude, melody, pre-chorus, bridge, anything like that. That will go ahead and complement this melody. That comes with the second part, sketching and drafting the idea. The third part, after I sketched and draft the idea, I'm arranging it. Now I'm putting it where it needs to be. Intro, boom, melody, or intro, melody, interlude, solo, interlude, melody, outro, whatever that may be. I'm going to do that. Then my fourth step will be orchestrating it all. Now putting it into finale, and writing the chart out, adding here how I'm going to color it, how I'm going to write all this different ideas that I want. Do 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 da 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 da. Right. And the beginning of the lyrics is the lines have been drawn without knowing, our rights never lawfully owned. Right. That's just the first eight bars. Those are lyrics to the first 8 bars. The line have been drawn without knowing, our rights never lawfully owned. I mean, does that sound like a happy statement, a sad statement, a dark statement, a depressed statement, a excited? I mean, what does that sound to you? Anyone?
I
Dark
say it
and
sound angry, yeah, and dark.
Angry and dark. Okay. So now when I'm orchestrating it, what vibe am I going for? According to you, Jordan, the vibe that I'm going to go for is a more dark and angry sound when I'm orchestrating it. You see what I'm saying? So how that orchestration is like a big part of it, but it's really at the tail end of writing all of this. Now, how can I get this vibe on paper? And the final last step is when you're performing it, your musical interpretation. To me, that's an optional thing. It's more about how you want it to be played, how you telling musicians to play it. or how you want, or how you know that Darian is going to play it on the drums. How is Gregory going to play it on the clarinet? You know what I mean? So you could be thinking like, all right, well, I got Gregory in mind playing it, so a good portion of it, the notes that I'm writing will be because he's playing it. Right? That's an optional thing because it could go with anybody. Who knows who you may hire. So we have this melody that written. Now let's hear the harmonies up with it, which it would be our it's a little bit more of the orchestrating, but drafting idea. So did that come through for everybody? All right. So now I'm thinking, okay, well, I got this melody. Now I want to come up with the drafting and sketching idea. So I want to come up with the intro. The vibe of it is dark. So I'm looking for more of a blaxploitation. And has anyone ever checked out any blaxploitation music? 70s is it's really funky guitar.
Yeah, man. Go like Shaft, Foxy Brown.
Come on now.
Yeah, y'all never. Come on, y'all done seen at least seen the original Shaft, right? Cameron, you look like you seen.
Yeah, I've seen the original Shaft.
Okay. I'm also need Darren not to just assume that you've seen something, you know. Yeah, because you don't know. He might be into like, reading Rainbow or something. Anyway, so that vibe is what I'm going for. So right there, I know what I want the drums to play, something with the pocket. So I've written a piano part. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna pull up piano part. My apologies. Thought I had the folder open. Okay, got the folder. All right. Bam. Yeah. Okay. So now, with the piano part, I want the piano to play just something. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm doing this idea. So something really simple, kind of has like this drone vibe. This is something that the guitar can do with me. Bassist is doing this. Did it pop up? Yeah, okay. Boom 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 boom. Sorry. While that's happening. So arranging it, I'm thinking I want to set up the vibe to that melody that you heard, do 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 do, which Mr. Collin have already stated that it has a more of a dark vibe, right? And I'm going with blaxploitation vibe, funky Shaft. Shut your mouth. Somebody is walking in and drop kicking someone, like sucker. Nobody probably got that. So that's the vibe that I'm going for. So now let's take a listen to an actual band taking that idea. Clearly, they're not finale. They're actual human beings. So with the instructions of what you've written and you telling them how you want it, they're going to play their interpretation. All right. So this is an example of that. All right, I'm sorry. I should share my sound, right? I don't know if you guys can hear that.
Yeah, it's coming through your mic, not not
All right.
Derek's.
Okay. Can you hear that? Bassist is taking the liberty to go play the part, but take it further if you want. What the horns have. They're blown up front, do whatever they want. Interlude comes with the sketching, arranging. Interlude. From there we go. Allow the horn players to take the solo if you want. All right, with my fading skill. Okay, I've been working on that. All right, so I can definitely hear. Okay, thank you, Mr. Shelton. Brother's calling me. So, all right, back to. So now, since we have the whole vibe of the tune has been in what key? Can anyone tell me, or if you can see it?
D minor.
D minor. All right, let's have this D minor overtone, and we were going for a dark sound. We were going for a black exploitation vibe to it, right? So writing out the melody, sketching out it, coming up with an intro, an interlude, solo section, drafting, sketching idea, now arranging it to that, orchestrating it to where I give what horns that I want what to play. So when it came to the solos, I figured, okay, well, I want to keep it in that D minor, dark, just vibe. So with all of that D minor in chords and polychords happening, I wanted the release to be something in D minor. Therefore, I could have kept it just D minor just throughout the whole entire solo, but I chose to make it a D minor blues-ish. you know, a little bit extended, but you definitely want to hear that 1 minor going to 4 minor. That's because when it comes to orchestrating it, that's the vibe that I was going for. That makes sense? Yeah. Okay. So now, that being said, if we were to do this, have everyone ever heard of Overjoyed by Stevie? Yeah, no, you never really know.
Anybody? Jordan, you heard that before?
Of course, of course.
Okay.
Okay, y'all millennials or y'all ex-millennials or something. Y'all probably just listen to Ariana Grande or something.
She might have done I don't know. She might have. Who knows? So this lead sheet should be in the folder as well. So if we were to follow these 4 steps with just simply this tune, her band is killing though. Well, you see that? You never know. So if we were to implement these 4 steps with something as simple as the intro, all right, we're gonna do the intro twice. So 8 bar, 8 bar intro, which is basically just repeating this intro twice. How would we go about? What are some ideas that we would do to have fun and come up with an idea? Let me see if I can pull up. All right. All right, I got to figure out how to do this. Wow, here we go. Okay. Can you all see my finale? All right. So now the question is, I don't have enough screens. I see why people have 2 or 3 monitors. Okay. So looking at this intro. Ooh, okay. I think I might know how to do it. Bam, right there. All right. So now looking at this intro, how would we go about orchestrating it or arranging it?
What you got for us, Cam?
Can you repeat that?
Looking at the intro, how would we go about just arranging it? We're gonna take this 4 steps that we've been talking about: writing an idea, drafting, sketching an idea, arranging it, and finally orchestrating it. So right now we're just looking at the first 4 bars of Overjoyed, and I'm trying to see how can I get all of them together. Okay, let's just look at it from this perspective. So we have, just so we can hear the harmonies. Sorry, that sounds like a saxophone patch that's being played. Okay. All right. So let's talk about well, we already have the melody for this. So step 1 is already taken care of because we're not composing this. We have what we want. In certain situations, if you wanted to do it another time, then we could like talk about step 1. Let's say if you wanted to write this in 3, or if you want to write it in 5, then step 1 would be definitely like an important step to sit down and like think about, okay, you know, how we're going to do this. So now drafting and sketching an idea. We know that we have an intro that we doing right now, so that's cool. So let's look at that, arranging and orchestrating it. So who would you give if we were to arrange just this intro? What are some ideas? The main harmony part, are we giving it to the piano? Are we giving it to the drums? We're thinking of a a sextet: trumpet, saxophone, trombone, piano, bass, and drum. All right, this is our situation. Who do we give what to and why? I would preface and say that you cannot be wrong. Just see if it whether or not it works or not, it fits or not.
I say piano.
You giving the harmony to the piano?
Yeah, because I'm looking at moderately slow, and I think piano would give it a nice, give it the context that it needs. You know,
Okay.
like I don't think personally that like having a brass instrument start off, the song would
Mhm.
fit the context of the song. So I think a piano would be a nice little start to it.
Okay. And another thing, the piano can cover a lot more harmonies as well. So if we were to give this to the horns, to um, if we were to give this intro just the harmonies to the horns, then we would only have a 3-part harmony thing happening, right? We couldn't get as I guess warmth or thickness of the chord as we can get with having the piano or guitarist or vibraphonist play the harmonies and intro. Does that make sense with everyone? All right. So let me go ahead. I don't know why it's doing this. Oh, okay. This might be the easiest way of doing it. Can y'all see my finale? All right.
Yeah, we see it.
All right. So let's go ahead and give those harmonies to the piano. Now, I'm going to keep that B flat on top because the first chord we had was a D flat 6, right? I'm assuming we all good with our theory, right? We need to go over theory real quick? We solid on that? All right. So we had a D flat 6, C7, C flat major 7, C7. 6 of D flat is what?
B flat.
B flat. And then we know C7 still have that B flat on top. B major 7 still have that B flat on top. So I'm gonna voice these harmonies with those chords on top. All right. All right. I got it written pretty low. Just so we can have harmonically, we can have it pretty just down there. Okay. All right, I'm gonna just do this simpler. Now, the reason why I made the harmonies simpler, just keeping the essentials of them, was because the range of where we're playing them. If I would put more notes on them, it get a little bit muddy. Boy. All right. There we go. Sorry about that. So now, here comes the fun part. Now we must come up with an intro for the horns. So if you were to hear those harmonies, I'm going to play them for you again. And I want you to sing in your own mind, or if you're in front of your instrument, you can play them as well. I want you to sing to yourself what you're hearing as an intro. Cool? All right, we're going for it. What are you hearing?
What
No
you think,
ideas.
Camilo? What you got?
Say again?
I said what? I'm asking what Camilo heard.
Camilo, what you heard?
I heard like a little like maybe unison line, maybe between like the trumpet and the saxophone, like boo-doo-ah, da-da. I don't know, something like that.
No, keep going. I like it. Keep going.
Boo-doo-ah, da-da-da, boo-doo-ah. Yeah. Boo-doo-ah, doo-ah, doo-ah. I don't know, something like that.
And you think in unison?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so, because I think maybe with harmony, it might be too soon for harmony.
Okay. You could, because the other thing is, you could have the unison line and then branch out into harmony. Do do day 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 lay day day harmony.
Yeah, maybe like the second time.
Oh, okay. Because we're repeating it, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking of it being 8-bar intro.
All right. So let's write that in for the first 4 bars. Yeah, and see if anyone else hearing anything else. All right. Let's figure out this line that you're hearing.
Yeah, I think so. I don't even know if that fits the chord though.
All right. That helped even more.
Yeah.
Play it for me one more time.
I think the da 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 needs to be all changed up a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna rewrite these harmonies because I wrote them way slower than they're supposed to be. I just need to figure out the time. Count off the time and then play it again.
1, 2. So let's pick up 1, 2, 3.
Ah, okay, it's a pickup. All right.
Yeah. I mean, you could also maybe reharm the third chord too to fit.
We could do it without the pickup. Ooh. All right.
Maybe so that uh the on the on the C flat major, maybe you can keep the note the same so that there's not like a minor 7.
On the C that you have on the trumpet line,
Yeah.
keep it. Make it a C flat.
Yeah. No, sorry, make it a wow, I can't speak. B flat. So it doesn't clash with the harmony.
All right. This tempo is killing me though. Finale's like, we're gonna make this fast. Like, It's overjoyed. Date night music. Come on now. Let's try 100. See how that goes. What we thinking, Darren? 80? Whoa.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, there it is.
Any objections? Anyone hear anything different? All right. So now, do we repeat this line? Do we come up with another line to counter it? What are we thinking?
Jordan, what you got?
So I was thinking for well, with this in mind, I'd say have that. Since well, what do we have? We have like 7 measures. So I was thinking have that repeat for the next 2, and then I was thinking having the instruments complement the piano by having like the trumpets play a steady B flat, the altos playing the guide tones, and trombone playing the bass notes, something like that.
So we repeat this for 4 bars and then have them do the pads.
Right.
Okay. So something like. for a moment. See how that works. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
All right. Did anybody hear? It sounded like we had a
Yeah, it sound crunchy.
right there, crunchy. So that right there tells us that we have something clashing with this trombone playing a C, B natural, C flat with. I'm thinking. Let's see if we can resolve that by just moving that up an octave. Yeah, I think it was just the octaves between the piano and the and the horns. All right, I'm gonna change this last chord. Now, any drummers in the room?
I think I'm the only one, bro.
What? You about to get paid? Come on now.
We got Valerie. She's a guitar player. That's basically a drummer too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now, the reason why I asked this question, when if I am playing, oh, bass players as well. If there are any bass players, guitar players, and drummers, the whole bass and drum factor. Now, for horn players, I guess piano players as well. This is why it's always important to um ask drummers and bassists what they're thinking of, like grooves and ideas. So now, um, Overjoyed, Stevie Wonder. Is this something that you can dance to? Does anyone know if this is a song that you can dance to? Really,
Valerie, what
Yeah.
do you think?
all
Go ahead.
Stevie Wonder tunes are dance, right? So now, what is our biggest issue with what we have right now? Can anyone just by simply looking at it?
Dominic, what do you think?
There's no groove. There's no drums or bass.
There's no drums, there's no bass. All right. A lot of it is what my biggest issue that I'm seeing, a lot of the ideas that we have are all on a downbeat. You know what I mean? So, why do you think it's important whenever like you playing a swing tune and someone counts it off a certain way? This is one of the reasons why Abersols were so funny back in the day. They're great tools to help you learn and to help you shed. But the thing that everyone thought was funny was the count offs. You know? So if we're gonna play in the mellow tone, right? And I count off 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Like you can't feel the swing, the pulse, right? So when you count off a rock tune or pocket tune, you you count it off a certain way. You move a certain way. When you're doing a swing tune, you move a certain way. A 1, a 2, 3, 4. It's all about how you viewing the upbeat. So now a lot of what we have right now is heavy on the downbeat. So are we gonna have a swing feel to it? You know, like any lines that will go against the down. Boom, boom. And that's where you get some really cool counter lines. So whatever you want to do, just you know that you have a heavy anchor with what the rhythm section is playing. Blown, blip, blip, doo, and that's just like some straight up guitar. You know, I'm thinking like what a guitar player will play. Anybody that plays with Al Green, or, you know, anything like that. Boom, the line that you gave us, Camilo, like Camilo, that works really well. Then we just find something else to complement it. And this is what like arranging and orchestrating is all about: finding what works, what fits, what doesn't fit. Does that make sense? Because we're simply trying to make it to here.
Hey, Will,
Yeah.
we gotta wrap it here until
Okay.
Friday.
Okay. Let me save this. So when we get back, we're going to continue this and at least get the A section along with it, because we're only doing the intro and the first A. It's not that much. All right. Come on, listen to the song. Whether you're on Spotify, Tidal, whatever that you have, go and check out as many different recordings. All right, and then I want you to bring in who you are. We didn't get a chance to ask everyone, Camilo and Dominic, your favorite artists, what you like listening to, what's your biggest influence. Think about all of that, and bring that to the arrangement. Why do you like Ariana Grande? You know, why do you like? I don't know. Darren said that you all like Ariana Grande.
They like Lil Baby. They like Lil Baby.
Okay, Little Baby or the Big Baby or all the other baby, the short one, the tall one, any of the babies. Why do you like them? You know, bring that to your arrangement, and that's going to give you a sound that you have. So whenever we hear, it's like, oh man, that's got to be Dominic, because I hear that Little Baby piano line that he's playing right now. You know what I mean? This right here will help you find your signature sound. Will have you find your unique sound, which is always a great thing, because you want people to be like, oh man, I know who wrote that. That's a great thing. No matter what contemporaries tell you. Yeah, you don't ever want people to be confused and never can tell who you are. I don't get that.
So, Will, what are they writing exactly?
I will put a PDF of this exact what we have so far in the folder, and just come up with some ideas to plug in all the holes that we have. Does that work? All right. But I want you to bring you. I want you to listen to the recording, and find something that makes you unique, and bring it. So whatever we can fit in, we'll fit in.
Are we doing the whole tune or just the intro?
Or we're just only doing the intro up to the first A.
Right.
So like the first ending. The PDF is also in there if you want something so you can look at and share with. Okay. So this will be in there in addition to the lead sheet.
Hey man, everything I write is funky, man.
Just hey, so you know what I mean? Like, man. I've heard.
Hey man, I be writing that salsa, jazz, hip hop, R&B, polka grooves, man. That's what I do. That's me, man. Cam, don't look like that. That's just who I am. Don't judge me, Cam. Okay.
You know, you almost won a Grammy that year. Yeah, but Left Baby took it.
Yeah, Left Baby took it.
Left Baby took it.
All right, thanks, Will. Everybody good on that? Any questions? Will, you can start. Did you stop sharing your screen?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So yeah, y'all. All right, Will. Everybody's good. And then next, I think we got Gengis. So we'll take a 5-minute break, and we'll see y'all in 5 minutes. Go get you a drink of water. See you back here same time, Will. Friday morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Will.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right, man. Later.
It's all about that Quincy Jones, man.
Right? Quincy's the man, dude.
70s, 80s Quincy Jones. Oh man.
So you about to write us a Quincy chart? Sure, you about to be rich, man. You can do something like Quincy. You the man. I believe in you.
Oh, that's a tall order, man.
We gonna have to you got to write it. Then we need to tag him and be like, "Hey Quincy, this better than anything you did. Even is a hey, come see me, Quincy." Brandon said, "Come see him." We live streaming right now. Hopefully Quincy looking at it.
You never know, man. You never know.
You never know, man. Yeah, shoot for Quincy, man. I love that. Shoot for Quincy.
I grew up listening to Quincy without realizing that was Quincy Jones. Like I'm not even talking about like the Motown stuff. Like I'm talking about his records. Like the
Oh,
dude,
word.
like the dude, classic
Mhm.
record,
Did you
classic record.
did you see that stuff on Netflix? I don't know if you saw the I think it's on Netflix. The Quincy documentary.
I didn't even know there was a documentary.
Yeah, let me look it up. Yeah, there's definitely a Quincy documentary. It's really good, man. There's another one also. I think it's something the Godfather of music or something. What'd you say, Greg?
I just said, yeah, the Quincy documentary is awesome.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's called
Yep.
Quincy.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that one? It's like the Godfather of Harlem or something like that. Hold on, let me
No,
look it
I
up.
haven't.
It's
Don't think
man,
I did.
it's yeah. It's wait, no. Is that the documentary or there's something else? No, that's the show. Wait, there's another Godfather documentary on Netflix. It's called The Black Godfather. Yeah, check that one out. It's this cat. He was involved from like Louis Armstrong all the way to Jay-Z. It was like he was a bad dude. Those are two really good ones to watch for us music nerds.
You know, his son is he's a hip hop producer. I don't know how big he actually was, but yeah, he's a hip hop producer. Did stuff just like Quincy.
Oh word.
Yeah, his name is QD3 because Quincy. I think it's Quincy the third.
Okay.
I think.
I didn't know that.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I gotta look that up again.
Okay. You know Quincy was a jazz musician first, right?
Oh, definitely. That didn't he actually arrange Killer
Yeah.
Joe?
That I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he arranged Killer Joe, but if he
It's a
did, I would.
famous record. There's a famous record that Quincy produced with Killer Joe on it. Yeah, totally.
Oh, okay.
Who was
I
that?
remember
Who talked about that?
Quintessence.
Didn't Marquise talk about that? Someone was talking about that in a master class.
I can't remember.
It was oh man, we had someone. God, no, you know who it was? Carl Allen brought that to a Noka masterclass and had us listen to the Killer Joe version. He was talking, man, I can't remember what his point was. Talking about the way the bass player was. He was just talking about studio session drumming and stuff like
Yeah,
that. He was using that as an example.
that's what's up, man. That's what. Oh, Brandon, did you do the homework assignment for Gengis's
Uh,
class?
yeah. So
Okay, cool.
I
Yeah,
added
so,
a melody too.
oh, word. Did you? Because I know it's hard for you to share your cube-based sound. Can you make sure it's an MP3 or something so you can just play it and share it that way?
Yeah, I exported it. And
All
what
right.
I'm gonna do is I'm
Oh, you're muted, brother. We can't hear you.
gonna share the playlist and I'm gonna open my Cubase file so that I'll
Okay.
show like what I did.
Okay, perfect.
Uh,
Haywood, how you doing? Good morning.
How you doing, Mr. Darren? I have a question per se. Well,
Okay.
statement. I have to like miss tomorrow because I applied for like a internship with Studio B,
Okay.
and
Cool.
so it's at the same time, like 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So can you
No
like
worries.
send me an email giving me like the okay so I can show my parents?
Oh, absolutely.
All
Greg,
right,
you got
thank
a
you.
second to email Haywood that it's okay for him to miss tomorrow? Or if not, I can do it. Yeah, man. We only have one class tomorrow anyway. Pef, good morning. Gengis,
Morning.
how
Morning,
how you
morning.
doing, man?
I'm all
Hey,
right.
Pef, I'm excited to hear your beat. That's it. That's all you got for me, Pef.
Also, Darian is Quincy Jones the third at QD3.
I got beats for days.
You got beats for days.
Kanye with
Well,
5 beats a day for a summer, or 3 beats a day for a summer.
I was just about to say that. I was because I was listening to that, like I was listening to College Dropout, and he's like, 5 beats a day for 3 summers.
Yep.
When back when he was
best
doing
work.
well mentally, maybe.
Oh man. Well,
That's a whole nother thing, man. That is a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kanye, man. Kanye's a genius.
Hey, Darren, are we waiting for anybody else?
no, man. Go ahead and hey y'all, this is Gengis. Y'all know the deal. We was with him a couple days ago. I hope we're excited to hear everybody's beats, man. I know Brandon got his together, so the rest of you guys. Oh, it might be if you don't know how to share your DAW sound, then just export it so that you can just play it in a media player so we can hear it that way, and you can show us your project in the DAW. That way we don't run into any hiccups. Let me just push all the buttons so everybody can share. Okay. All right, Genghis, take it away.
All right, you guys. Well, welcome back to class 2. Hope you guys enjoyed the first class. Can anyone remind me what the homework is? Well, I know the homework. I'm just want to see if you guys did it. So, Seth, could you do you know remember what the homework was?
Yeah, so we had to fit the beat that we chose from one of the library that you gave us.
One of the drums, yeah.
Yeah, and then fit it to a metronome so that it synced up with the metronome. And then add like an ambient sound to it as well. You said like birds or, just like another sound to add to it. And then make it 4 bars.
Yeah, so.
Oh, and then also put them in track 1 and 2 in the mixer.
Yep. Okay. So I'm excited to hear you guys' stuff, what you guys worked on so far. Remember, it didn't just have to be ambient sounds. It could have been a sample that you found, because I'm sure some of you guys are like a little proficient in knowing how to make beats already. So if whatever you chose to use, I'm excited to hear. So who wants to start first? Don't make me calling you guys. All right, Valerie, you want to start first?
I'm having hardware issues with my computer, so I can't download FL Studio, and I was trying to put in Pro Tools, but there's no sound coming out of Pro Tools.
You can export the song and then play it on like your whatever player you have.
Okay, I'll try to do that.
I can actually go first if that's cool. If there's time.
Yeah.
I just gotta share my
just share your sound.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, make sure in the meantime, everyone else, just to make you guys' lives easier, just export it on your computer as like a MP3 or WAV file, and so that you guys can play it on whatever player there is, because the sharing the screen is a little bit harder and hearing the audio is a little bit harder through a DAW.
All right. Can you see this?
Yes.
All right. I'll start playing. All right.
Can't hear anything. When you shared your screen, did you click the bottom that says share audio as well?
Let me do that. Let me do that. Share computer sound. All right.
Cool.
So that's my loop. And
So
I'll
what
open
what
up.
drums did you use?
So I used I can actually share. I used what did I? Oh man, I opened up the wrong project. But I used layout drums, I think.
Okay, cool.
So, and I can't remember the original tempo, but I stretched it to 90 BPM.
Okay.
Did like a 2 bar loop.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did was what did I do? I found a sample. I found a sample that was originally in E minor. It's just like E minor chord progression, but I pitched it up to A flat minor instead. I'll probably share this window.
Cool.
So yeah, so this I don't know if you can see, but it's layover drums.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the sample that I it was already at 90 BPM, but I pitched it up.
Okay.
And I added a melody and from a patch. So
so you went above and beyond. So you added
Yeah.
He added a melody on top of the sample and adding the drums as well.
It's
So
like da, 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 da,
yeah, I heard it.
da.
Yeah. Sounds good, man.
Thank you.
Sounds great. And were you able to track out? I don't know what program this is, but were you able to track out the drums and the melody and the sample to each mixer board, each mixer channel?
Yeah. I can actually show that. I think hopefully.
Is this Ableton?
Cubase.
Cubase, okay.
So it's kind of funny in a way. So this is my sample.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of put that down a bit, and my drums here. I put that a little bit below, and I made my melody like -4 dB, so it kind of just like stands out.
Nice. Cool. Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, no problem.
Jacob, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Remember, when you're sharing your screen, remember to click the bottom left with share audio as
Yep.
well.
I think I got it. Y'all see my screen?
Yep.
Did you see an island? All right, cool.
What island is this?
This is an island in the Bahamas.
That's Pepper's Island, man. That's his
It's
private
Pep's
island.
It's my private. I don't know. Yeah, I wish it was. But let's play this. Let's see if this works. I did a little bit different chop up, but
United States, President Biden and Vice President Harris, President Biden and Vice President Harris, Biden, a peaceful transfer of power that has helped define our nation for more than 200. Biden and Vice President Harris, power, Biden, Harris, power, peaceful power, Harris, Biden, United States.
I really like what you did, man.
appreciate it.
Really like what you did. So explain your process for this. How did you create the beat?
So I always like to for me personally, I like the beat to mean something or something that I've looked up recently or something. And I saw like a video of Mitch McConnell talking yesterday, and this is not from that, but I was just like, wow, he has a really his voice, I don't know, a weird voice. But then I went and found a clip, and I like to just, I found the beat, and then I rhythmically place some of the words, some of the buzzwords in the clip, with the beat. And it's kind of one of those things where I was like, just let the listener hear it and, rearrange the words and interpret them, the way they want to. I use the Dunno drums, and then I use I downloaded a YouTube video, which is pretty easy. You just go, Google download YouTube videos MP3, and
we do not condone people down. We just Second Line Arts Collective does not condone that, but good for you, Pat.
Okay, well, it's a personal use type of a deal.
Perfect.
And I would like to say, I'm not going to be putting this out or anything, but it's a tool that I can use in my personal home to better understand what the content on the YouTube. So
gotcha. And for the sample itself, did you change because it's kind of hard, to create a BPM, like to find an original BPM for like someone just speaking, of a speech. So how did you chop that up?
I didn't, you can, you know, make it, you can flex the time and stuff, but I didn't really do that. I found the BPM of the actual drums, and then, I just found the cadence in the voice and placed it in the spots that I thought it would sound good, because, most, sort of stylistic tunes where people are singing anyway, people realize that you don't have to put things exactly on the 1, 2, and 3. You can leave a little bit of attention. So the nuance of that tension, you don't always have to flex, the sample. But so I didn't flex it. I could have. There was one part where I did flex it. I think it was like, a peaceful transfer of power as like a pickup.
Yeah.
But that was about it.
Cool. Great job. Great job.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, both of you guys, man. Great job, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay, Seth.
Alrighty. Well, unfortunately, I didn't go that hard on
That's
my
all right.
beat. All right. This is it exported.
Play it one more time. So what did you add on top of the drums?
Yeah, you can kind of, I didn't raise it high enough, but I just added like a rain kind of sound to kind of really give it like almost like a vinyl kind of cracking sound in a way. So yeah, there was this sample that I got that I just put like a rain noise in the back of it.
Gotcha. And for the rain noise, how did you use the technique that I showed you, or how did you use the rain noise? Did you just chop it up, or did you stretch it out?
No, yeah, I stretched it out to make it
Seth,
fit.
Can you share your project so we can look at it?
Yeah, sure. There it is.
Cool.
So yeah, I stretched it out. There was like more of a different kinds, but I just kind of made it fit in there. And
okay. And so with this, all right. So with this one specifically, why did you choose to just take that like cut it in the playlist instead of going through the editor, the sampler that we did last time that I taught you about last class?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I'm just so used to Logic and just kind of cutting it that way. And then like fitting it that way. But yeah,
I'm just asking. It's you can do it both. We can do it both ways. Both ways work. The way that with the Edison specifically, you'll be able to manipulate the rain a little bit better, because instead of you can go in and take a specific part, that specific part of the rain sample that you used, and you can manipulate just that part, because you can stretch essentially that part that you use. So, but in this way that you did it, everything that you do to this is done to the rest of everything that's not shown. So it's going to be a little bit weirder. It's going to be a little bit harder to manipulate it in a sense. But
okay, all right,
for sure. It's a great start. Sounds good, Seth.
Appreciate it.
Valerie, were you able to get everything loaded up?
Hey, Valerie. Can you hear us?
Valerie.
I'm gonna write her in. Doesn't seem like she can hear us. I'm gonna write her in the message.
Okay. All right, let's go. Haywood. Haywood, are you there? All right. Okay. Mason. Oh, no sound. Okay. All right. Mason, are you there? Can everyone hear me? Okay.
Yes, I'm here. I can hear you kind of. My Wi-Fi can up cut the frame.
Yeah, I hear you. Everybody else can hear you. Maybe it might be something in her settings. I'm trying to problem solve it with her now.
Gotcha. All right. So Mason, if you wanna let's play yours.
I'm actually unable to today because I've been unable to get FL Studio yet.
I'm sorry. I couldn't really understand you.
I'll type it.
Okay. All right. So far, oh, whose iPhone? Does anyone know whose iPhone is?
Oh, that's me, John. I'm sorry. Let me change my name right quick.
Dope name.
All right, John iPhone. Well,
John doesn't. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it.
Okay.
He's just on this. He's just checking.
He's on an Android.
Gotcha. Okay. All good. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to show you what I did over. I took the liberty of doing this project as well, and I can't just have you guys do the homework and me not do the homework. So I took the liberty of doing this as well. So let's see what I did. Let me share my screen. So this is going to lead into the next step of the next lesson today. So the next lesson, Brandon kind of touched on it a little bit, was not only adding adding a melody on top of the sample. So that's what we're gonna do today, and also learning how to chop up the drums and not just loop it. So here's what I did. Let me know if you guys can. Let me just change the settings. I think that'd be all right. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Yeah. Oh, sorry, it's a little. So cool. So so we're gonna just discuss a couple of things. So whenever I'm making music, remember I was telling you guys about how I'm always making music for thinking about the artist in mind. So when I'm producing, I'm always thinking about sections as well. So in traditional, a lot of the traditional music that's out right now, not necessarily jazz, but like R&B, hip hop, a lot of the music that you hear on the radio nowadays, the formula is verse, for a lot of hip hop, it's verse, chorus, out, right? Or it'll be for R&B. There's a lot of the times it's verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, a shorter verse, pre-chorus, chorus out, and sometimes occasionally you get a bridge. That's a very occasional. So what I like to do with my projects that I'm working on is I'll always have an intro just so like the artist can, you know, feel it out first and be able to come in soon. And so what I did with the intro, what differentiates each section from the other sections are just adding and taking out instruments. That's all you got to do. A lot of the times a lot of jazz musicians, I hate to say this, but a lot of jazz musicians who are moving into production, a lot of the times they come from a place where they think more is the best way to do, but less is always better in terms of production, because you want to be able to, like, you can say a lot more with a lot less. So these sections here, this intro section, I used. So here's a sample that I use. It's a percussion sample that I added on top of the original drums. So I used the Dunno drums. And I added a percussion sample that I chopped up instead of using the Edison. I'll show you how I did it, you guys. So this is the percussion loop that I used. Cool. So now together. So I'm going to break this down a little bit more. That's the original sample that I use. And I just took, so here's what we do. We're in the Edison right now, right? I just took certain parts from it. See this? Just percussion right here. And I just moved it over. I clicked send to playlist and I sent that to the playlist. Then I took this part right here. Send that to the playlist as well. And the same fourth and same fourth. So now that I did all that, I have a couple different things to choose from. What I did here is I stretched it a tiny bit out just so that it feels better on top of the music. And so what I did was I added it's a combination of the different chops that I took, and I just placed them differently. Instead of looping it, instead of doing this, let me bring this over here. Instead of looping it and doing this, stretching it how I was telling you guys to stretch it like that, what I did was I just kept it as original or close to it. I didn't stretch it that much. And I just copied and pasted it along so that I can create like my own drum loop, essentially like my own percussive loop. The next thing I did was, the first thing I did was use the drums the Dunno drums. For the Dunno drums, all I did was the same thing I've been doing with the using the Edison, except sometimes the drums don't line up exactly. So you just go in and you just cut certain parts out of it. I'll show you how I did it. So just use this full thing. So we have these drums here. And then now we're gonna stretch them so that they fit here. So the only difference is, you see what I did here is I moved it over slightly. You can see the difference right here in the two and this is all it is shift and left click just to cut that area right there. And I just moved it over. Shift and left click. just little subtle things. This helps with lining up the drums so that you can get like a more natural feel on certain things. And that's all I really did for the drums. So let's play the first two again. Let's play the percussion loop that I essentially made from a sample, and let's play the drums as well. And one thing that's important to note is sampling from a sample as well, because what I did was I took the kick, I took the original kick, and I just cut it, and I just put it over here just to like give the loop some variety, and I added it to the end. So here's what the kick sounds like without me adding that additional kick. Here's what it sounds like with the kick. Yeah, just so you know, a lot of the times producers who are just beginning, like when they make their loops, they don't give a variety. And like I was saying, it goes back to adding and taking out like minimal things. That one kick just makes it feel a little bit different and doesn't make it feel as monotonous. So now that we have the percussion loop and the drums that I used. So for this course specifically, since it's only we only meet 3 times, I didn't really want to get into buying plugins or do you guys know what plugins are actually? Brendan, what's a plugin? Could you tell everyone?
I mean, the way I think of it's like an addition. It's an addition to what software you're using. Like I think of it as kind of like sometimes outside of the DAW. Actually, a lot of times it is outside of the DAW, but it's an additional. I want to say like an additional software, additional effects. It could be like an instrument plugin, effects plugin, like a master, like a compressor, things like that.
Yeah.
Anything you load up to basically help what you're doing.
Cool. Yes. So he's right. It's something that it's like a program that you can get from separate from the DAW, and you can there's effects plugins that help in the mixer chain. Remember the mixer chain that we went to here, where you track out each individual instrument. Now there's also plugins that you can use to have new sounds, and so I used a plugin for one of my sounds here, but you guys would have to have paid for the plugin essentially. So I didn't want to have to do that. So what I did was for these purposes, I'll explain what I used. Sorry. I use Kern. So what I did was this one is that it's a free plugin. So if you guys want to download it on your own free time, you're more than likely to. I'll try to put it in the folder. I'll put a link to it in the folder so you guys can download it. But Kern is essentially a plugin that I use. It's a free one, and you can have different sounds on it. It's essentially like an electric. I'll show you guys what it is. It's an electric. You can use different sounds. You can switch your sounds up. You can manipulate it. It's essentially like a synth. I don't know if you guys know what synths are, but yeah, like electric keys. And so I use the synth. I use the Kern for the plugin just to add like the harmony on top of the rhythm that we have so far. So I'll play the harmony by itself. Yep. So you have your rhythm, you have your harmony, and on top, to add to the rhythm, I just made it like some really basic bass note pattern. So now with this bass note pattern, right? I'm gonna teach you guys a cool trick. So if you ever want to like, if you don't have a plugin or anything to use, what I suggest is, going. Okay, I can't say this because you can't. We, this is not. This is in no way, shape, or form the how representative of
Second line.
Aryan and second line arts. But yeah, what I suggest is going on YouTube. What I personally suggest, not second line arts, going on YouTube, just finding a bass note, one bass note. You can easily find a bass note on YouTube. And what I did was you download that bass note and you can manipulate that bass note using the piano roll here. So for the bass line, what I did was pattern 1, sorry. So I have my original. I found one specific bass note, and then I just stretched it out throughout the entire. And then I created a bass line using the piano roll. So let's play the bass line itself. Sorry. Can you guys hear that popping? Sorry, let me adjust my buffering.
Yeah.
Is it better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah. So again, it's the same thing that you want to say. All right. So let's look at the. I'll show you how I essentially did it. Again, it comes back to the Edison playlist. See, there's one bass line, there's one bass note, and you can figure out the key of the bass note in FL Studios as well. All you have to do is go to, you see the marker over here? Go to detect pitch regions, and it should tell you C2 right here. It makes your life easy, but we're all musicians, so we should all, essentially have some competency of the note, of what the note is. So, but this is just for like anyone who's like going straight into production and not really musicians,
We all got perfect pitch, bro. Don't do us like that, bro.
But yeah, so let's hear the harmony along with the bass line, just so you can get the feel. Actually, no, let's go. Let's just feel out the rhythm so far. Cool. So now let's add the harmony on top of it. The first harmony. So that in those 8 bars, excuse me, those 8 bars are essentially the intro section of the song, right? So next we want to add, I forgot what this is. Yeah. So what I did, right, just to like my technique, what I like to do is just like have things going in the background. I forgot who it was. I'm sorry. Seth, what you did with the rain, I love to add textures on top of my music too, because what it does is it fills the silence sometimes, and it can accent like either the drums or like the melody, or just it adds to the vibe of the music altogether, because sometimes like when you have silence in between stuff, it's like it doesn't hit as well. So what I did was I added some keys on top of it. So but like they're just light touches, light taps, you know? You barely hear him. Like they're tucked away in the background, but what they do to the song is they give it like some oomph to it, you know? So let's hear it without it, and let's hear it with it. Now let's hear it with it. It's barely there, but it adds to it. So now that we finished the intro section, what section do you think should come next? If this is specifically sounds more like an R&B song than anything else, what section do you think should come next?
What do you think, Valerie?
Pre-chorus.
Pre-chorus? Okay, why would you choose a pre-chorus?
It's an R&B song, right?
Mm-hmm. So
no, the first verse, yes.
Okay.
The intro.
Yeah. So you can either add the verse or go straight into the chorus. You know, it just depends on what comes before it. So like if there's an intro, I would essentially go to the verse. You're right. But for this one, I just went straight to the chorus, right? So you're right in what you were thinking. You can go hey man, music is subjective. You can do whatever you want, right? So
I'm going straight to the end after that, bro. That's it.
So in order to for the audience or for the musician to know, or the whoever I want to be on this to know that I'm going to the chorus, I'm going to add something. I'm going to add a melody on top of that, right? So what I did to add the melody is I added a guitar melody. So let's play from the intro into the chorus, and then you guys tell me where the chorus starts and how you can differentiate when the chorus is. You guys catch the difference between the chorus and the verse? Haywood, what's the difference between the chorus and the intro section?
The intro is like leading up to the chorus.
Yeah, I know, but specifically in this thing that we're doing in this song, what differentiated the two?
Can you play it again?
Sorry?
This is the chorus right here, right?
Why do you think it's the chorus right there?
What
Because
changed sonically?
the guitar, I think that's
Mm-hmm.
guitar. Yeah.
The guitar came in with the lead melody.
Mm-hmm.
So traditionally in like, popular music, there's going to be a melody that, kind of dictates that it's like the chorus or the hook that everyone wants you to remember. The artist wants you to remember specifically. So the hook is always going to be the catchiest part of the song, like it's something that people want to, it's called a hook because it hooks the listener in. So we always want that melody to be the catchiest part. You want that melody to stick with the listener. So as a producer, your role is to create a bed. Think of music production as a canvas, right? If you're an artist, if you're like a graphic artist or whatever, think of music production as the canvas that the artist has room to paint over. So like a blank white canvas for the artist, because you want to be able to have like a smooth canvas where the artist can feel comfortable in creating whatever paint strokes that they want to create on top of it. Because without the canvas, the artist cannot create anything. They can't draw whatever is coming to their imagination. They can't draw what their life is reflecting at the time. So that's how I think of music production. So the next section, right? We have that intro section. We have the chorus. Now, can anyone tell me what we're gonna go into the next section? I want you guys to tell me what you think this section is and why. Still on the chorus. So what section is this? Dominic.
Well, if it's following the verse, then it's got to be a chorus, right? Or
Was that the verse?
pre-chorus.
Was that the verse we just played? That we just started from?
Wasn't it?
Oh, we were on the chorus when we started.
Oh, so then it's the second verse.
The second verse? We didn't get to the first verse yet.
Well, the first verse then.
All right. All right. We got to it eventually. The first verse. And why is it the first verse? Like what sonically differentiated the chorus from the verse?
The chords and the lead guitar both dropped out.
There we go. Chorus and lead guitar dropped out. And so from like a musician standpoint, if you're coming into production, you're like, oh man, I should add things here. I should add things here. No, you wanna create a bed. Again, you want to create an open bed for the artist to do what they want to do over it. If I have this going if I had the chords going the entire time, some artists might like it, some artists won't. But generally, the artists that I've worked with so far, they've wanted me to take out more than to add. So essentially, what I did in this one is I took out the chords and I took out the lead guitar because I want the artist to be able to add. Because a lot of artists, they can either if they're really good, they'll add harmony on top of it. They'll add like ad libs. You guys know what ad libs are, right? So
Hey, Gengis, I have a question.
Yeah.
So since you took all the harmony pretty much out there, is this more geared towards a rapper, MC, or a singer?
It can be either, because traditionally I would gear it towards like a singer, and a singer can still be able to add a great singer that, you know, if you're working with a singer that's like competent, they'll be able to add harmony on top of that, because sometimes they like to add their own harmonies.
Okay.
But it can be used as for a rapper as well. Like a rapper could go right there as well. It's, again, music is just like, you know, subjective. You could do whatever you want with this. This is just I'm just giving you guys like a general overview of how to shape, you know, songs that you're creating. Yeah, so here, like Darian said, you can either have a rapper, you can have a singer doing ad libs and doubles and triples and stuff. And then I'm coming back in after, you know, generally like verses are no more than like, you know, 16 to like 24 bars and for the first verse. Second verses are usually shorter. Then like the chorus is usually repeated like once or twice. So what I did was I had 16 without 16 measures without harmony or melody, and then I brought in the harmony towards the last 8 measures, just so that it can lead back into the chorus where I have that melody going. You notice how there's no piano here. Now it goes back into the chorus again. So there's different ways you can do it. You can either do like a shortened chorus for the second time, because you already did a full chorus the first time. You can do a shortened chorus the second time, and then maybe even go back into like a bridge sort of, or like like a sort of a bridge you can go into, and then go back into the chorus to lead out. You don't even have to go to a second verse. It's all up to the artist, and it's all up to the producer as well. One thing one thing like that's important for you as a producer is being open to ideas that you didn't think of. Like, you know, sometimes if you have something set in your mind, like, oh, this is going to go this way, in terms of, all right, I'm going to have the artist going to come in here, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes the artist can switch it up completely until they can tell me to take out the bass line or whatever, tell me to take out the chords or whatever at a certain points. And then you got to be open to that, and you got to be willing to, you know, make those changes, but at the same time, you know, do what's best for the music, because that's the number one thing. So yeah, just to recap, let's just recap exactly what I did. So can someone tell me what I did to create this percussion loop?
Seth.
Okay. You used, you didn't use Edison,
I did use Edison.
Oh, you did? That's right. You used Edison, but you copied and pasted it to make like your own beat track.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you're on the right track with that. I use Edison. I went into Edison and
Oh yeah, that's right. You went into the sample and you took it from, sampled it.
I took different parts of the sample. And then I cut those out and I moved them over into the playlist, right? And then I created like my own percussion loop. Cool. Can someone tell me what I did for the drums?
Dominic. Dominic, what did he do for the drums?
Like Rick from Rick and
For the
Morty.
drum.
It's like all this Rick got him mortified.
Wait, what'd you say?
There's like this.
What did you do? What did Gengis do for the drums? We're just reviewing everything.
Ooh, can we walk down and knock like that?
Well, for the ones on top, for the percussion they added.
No, for these drums.
It's literally right. You literally.
Oh, that's a loop. He would have, like he did last class, used Edison to create a 2-bar, or no, wait, it looks like a 4-bar loop. No, 1 bar. And, yeah, and then he would have looped it. He would have adjusted the time to get locked in with the time of the track.
Mm-hmm. And then it's something else I did.
You have to pitch it. You have to correct the pitch. Okay.
Nope. No, I didn't. You see these cuts here?
Oh, yeah.
So what did I do?
You cut out one of the instruments.
Cut out the instrument? What do you mean by that?
One of the instruments that was playing in the drum in the loop.
Not exactly. So again, the drums didn't line up they didn't line up perfectly in the pitch. So what I did was I just cut it and I moved it over just so it can line up a little bit better in comparison to the metronome.
Okay.
All right. So
yeah.
Can someone tell me what I did for to add the harmony? Like what's the name of the program that I use, the plugin?
Beth wrote in the chat.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
I said Seth wrote it in the chat. Kerner.
It was Kerner, right?
Kern,
yeah.
Kern.
Oh yeah, right.
Kern.
Yeah, it's a free synth plugin. They have like about 30 different synth sounds you can use. It's pretty easy to download. I'll try to put a link to it in the folder. And then
Gengis, Valerie has a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Valerie.
Do you master all your stuff?
I do. I mix and I master as well.
But you're an engineer as well.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, I'm getting more into that now. But I've been mostly doing production. But I'll mix and master for artists as well.
You're a Renaissance man.
You have to be in this day and age, man, in order to to survive. You have to have multiple streams of income.
Hey, Gengis, we're getting close, so I'm thinking you tell me if this is cool for the next class since the last class.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, you completely finish your tune, man, your track. You make it intricate, like finish it, like as if you were gonna deliver it to us. Also, if you sing or rap, put it on, I would say go ahead and put it on top. Or if you got a brother that does it, a sister, a cousin, auntie, somebody. I know Pef is gonna bring us something special. So go ahead and make a complete song with multiple layers, melodies, and try to do exactly what Gengis did. Valerie you have a question, Valerie? Okay. How you feel about that, Gengis?
Yeah, no, that sounds good. I would just say, with that, I just say, be ready to describe your process as well, to let me know, like the class, describing to the class essentially exactly how you made the beat. If you want to create a new beat now that you have I've shown you guys some more techniques and how to do things. If you can do that, or if you want to add on to the one that you've done, feel free to do that. I'll try to add the Kern stuff, the Kern link, so that you guys can have more sounds. If you don't have access to sounds, I can add the Kern link as soon as I can, so that you guys will be able to work on it and have more time to work on it. But yeah, that sounds good.
Perfect. And guys, don't be afraid to use your instruments, like we said in the last class before Gengis last week in our mixing class. Or was that arranging? One of those classes, we were, Valerie plays guitar, so I already know like that's hip, man. Maybe somebody else wants some guitar. Maybe you write Valerie an email and say, "Hey, Valerie, here's my beat. Put some dope guitar on it," and she's gonna say, "Great, that's gonna be $3,000." But or Pef, you need some plastic PVC saxophone.
$75, right?
Okay, $75 for Pef. He's cheap, man.
Hey man, I could get some meal.
All right. Beautiful. So yeah, man, I think I'm excited to hear what you guys come up with for this one.
Man, me too.
Be yourself, like be completely original, That's what we want to hear. We want to hear you.
So wait, does everyone here play an instrument?
Yeah, everyone plays.
Or what do you guys play?
I play saxophone.
Saxophone. Pat, what do you play?
I'm in that same camp, mainly an alto sax player.
Nice. Seth?
I play piano.
Nice. Valerie, you play guitar, right?
A little keys too, and I'm getting better on bass, but getting used to it still.
Nice. Dominic, what do you play? Dominic? Is he frozen?
Dominic, you hear us? He plays piano.
He plays piano. All right.
He's playing 2K right now.
John, what do you play?
John plays drums.
Okay, cool. All right, another drummer.
Piano. A little bit of.
Who is this? Oh, Dominic.
His internet must be freezing up. He plays piano, yeah.
Oh, nice. Haywood, what do you play?
I play trumpet, but mostly the music I make is rap music.
Nice. Oh, so this is right up your alley.
Yeah, it was very helpful too to get around FL because I just got this.
Nice.
So we're gonna hear you first, Haywood, on Friday. So
wait, what are we doing?
Oh Jesus Christ, Haywood!
What are we doing?
You're making a song, bro. You're gonna make a whole track and a finished, complete track. And if you rap or whatever, you put yourself on it.
Oh, bet I already had that.
Nope, you got to make a new one, brother.
Make a new one.
I already did. I'm already doing all this.
Oh, you're doing it as we go along?
Using the drums that I put in the folder?
No, but like my own music. I mean, can I submit that?
No. Use the drums in the folder.
All right. Hopefully FL works and it doesn't. Well, my computer necessarily doesn't freeze up. Because I'd love to show that off. But I mean, if that's the case,
so what you do when after you make the beat and use Gengis's drums, you export it to an MP3, and that's how we'll play it. So your computer can handle that. Cool, Mason.
Yeah, Mason, what do you play?
Mason, you there? Oh, he put a piano up emoji.
Nice. All right. Well, we got like a full rhythm section, and we got a full band here actually.
Oh, can you repeat that to my question because my internet stopped a bit.
Well, what was the question?
If my computer isn't like working and stuff, could I submit something that I already have? Because like I'd love to do this.
Yeah. Your first submission should be the new song you work on, and if you can't submit that, then we'll take that. Worst case scenario.
Of course.
Yeah, but Haywood, just do the project, man. You use the drums we did because we know you can do it. So just do it.
Bet.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you guys for tuning in today.
Yeah, y'all. So okay, Gengis, man, thank you so much. This was great, man. And that beat you made, I heard a whole different drum group. Oh, Gengis is a drummer, by the way, and a rapper. And you can check he's got a great song out. You put out last summer. What was the workout song 2 summers ago?
Oh, Work It Out, yeah.
Work It Out. Check it out on check it out on Spotify. Put a link real quick in the chat, Gengis, for the Spotify. He's got a lot of music out, man. Yo, it's really dope. He's an amazing drummer. Like all the chops, all the groove, all of that.
Thank you,
but
man.
the Work It Out tune, that Work It Out song is one of my favorites. I listen to his music all the time, and but that's one of my favorite ones.
I don't know where I'd have to. I'll just put the Work It Out in the folder.
Okay, he'll put it in the folder. Y'all can check it out. But okay, y'all. So we're gonna take an hour break. and then we'll be back after lunch, and so see y'all later. Peace, y'all. Thanks, Gengis.
Yep.
Thank you, Gengis.
All right, Greg. Oh man, I guess I'm gonna go get some food. We're still live.
All right. I emailed Haywood.
Okay, perfect.
I just said Haywood informed us that he will not be coming to camp tomorrow because of an internship.
Okay. Perfect. Beautiful. That's exactly what it's all about.
That's
All
it.
right. How you feeling? Feeling good?
Yeah, I'm cool.
All right.
It's pouring out here.
Oh man.
It's going nuts outside.
It's like 73 degrees here. The air conditioner's outside. It was like 60s last night.
Really bad because I missed the beginning of Gengis's class. Like we're kind of like going through how to use FL Studios and stuff, and
yeah,
tuned in about half an hour in last class and was like paying attention to him. I was just so lost at that point that like I haven't been able to keep up. But like I've been.
Logic does all of this too, man. Logic does it too. Like I made a few beats in Logic before, and
That's what's killing. Pef is a beast.
Yeah, Pef is a beast, man. I can't wait to hear Pef's because I know it's gonna be like on a vibe. I love it.
Pef has got one of those vibes where he's going to be a great artist and like he's going to end up turning out some like cool stuff himself or like writing for other people and be like a creative director for someone.
Yeah, man. Yeah, all of them. I think this is gonna be interesting to hear. What we got? I think Amina is today again, right?
Yeah.
Amina. Okay. All right. Well, actually, I